Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwadler, and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today, we have the great pleasure of meeting with Jeff Davis. He is the author of a new and very interesting book, I have to say, Create Togetherness.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Where does the idea come from?
Misalignment between sales and marketing is not new. It's been this way for decades. We've accepted it as being okay. And I was trying to communicate what was different about my approach and what do we need to do to really create a different type of relationship. And that's when it really dawned on me. It wasn't about the processes or the technologies, all those things we had thrown at this problem, but we weren't really addressing the real issue. And that's the relationship between people, right? Because sales and marketing folks don't necessarily hate each other. But what I do know for sure is that they don't understand each other. And in the book, I actually talk about the need for leadership to really set a clear vision across the revenue engine. So that's sales, marketing, anybody that touches that buyer's journey. So there's cohesiveness and that we're all charging toward the same goal. Because part of the reasons that we're misaligned and people, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing because they have different goals and objectives, which will never work.
So let's talk about from the perspective of a sales leader. What can a sales leader do to create a culture of togetherness in the sales organization?
So as a sales leader, part of your job, or really your whole job, is to get your people into the right types of conversations and in front of the right type of people. And marketing has a huge influence in helping you do that. So as a sales leader, if you do not have any idea or don't have a clear way of understanding what marketing is doing, you are in essence not doing your job, because you should be able to impact what they're saying out into market, what they're presenting out into market. And so we can no longer, just have one, hand over the eye and say, I'm only concerned about picking up leads and generating revenue. You have to broaden your scope and say, how are you impacting the entire lead to revenue process? Because if you are doing things that are not getting my people into the right conversations, I need to figure out what we need to do differently.
What did they need to do to create that feeling of togetherness?
Well, first of all, I think that we have to recognize that it's not really fair to throw a sales and marketing leader in a room and say, figure it out, work together, when in essence, we have operated in silos for decades. So what we have to do is what I refer to a lot of times as softening the silos, that where we still have that structure, because there are things that we need to be able to do as a marketing function and a sales function, but we have to aerate and communicate efficiently across those teams. And so what I first start doing when I'm interacting with the customer or a client is I help marketing leadership understand how sales benefits them and vice versa. Because what I want a sales leader, again, to understand, this is not about sales creating collateral or creating content or updating the website. There are truly impactful things that they can be doing in order to drive pipeline and help you convert business. And the thing that I'm trying to get marketing leaders to understand is that we have to go from generating leads to really engaging the entire customer life cycle and supporting sales and having engagements with buyers throughout their journey.
How would you measure togetherness, effectiveness in an organization?
First of all, you have to be able to develop a lead to revenue process so that you can clearly understand what's happening and what's going on in the system. Because even if you find that there's metrics that are not working, you'll never be able to diagnose how to fix it. You're looking at customer lifetime value. You're looking at lead to revenue conversion, so end-to-end conversion. You're looking at those metrics that show that you're able to get a new target prospect to close as efficiently as possible.
Can you share a success story where you've worked with a client and described the before and after?
I had an interaction with a company I work with, and they were really struggling with understanding the strategic value of marketing. One of the things that's happening is sales was struggling with really getting meetings and really getting meaningful interactions with prospective buyers, but also high churn rates. People would sign on for service and would be done after a year, right? And so the value that marketing can bring is that they're really putting out into the marketplace thought leadership so that you don't have to re-educate your prospects every single time you engage with them on the phone. And so through doing that and a couple other things that we did, we looked at being really, really discreet about the solutions they were providing, because they were kind of all over the map and kind of said, choose whatever you want. We can do everything, choose everything. And I said, people don't make decisions in that way. It's too complicated. Also tightening up their messaging so that we really had the message in the language of the prospect and not talking about themselves. And so through all that, which was really great, we were able to actually increase year-over-year growth by 40%.
How can people get in touch with you?
And they can grab the book over at createtogethernessbook.com. And then obviously lays out my whole strategic framework or roadmap for sales and marketing working together in a different way. They can also go to my website, which is meetjeffdavis.com, which talks all about my services in keynoting, speaking, executive workshops, as well as the new sales and marketing alignment assessment that we have on the consulting side of the business. They can tune into my podcasts at thealignmentpodcast.com, where I actually am having conversations all focused purely on how do we bring sales and marketing together in a different way. But we're talking to CEOs, sales leaders, marketing leaders, and then also what I call human collaboration specialists. So these are psychologists and neurologists that help us understand the human side of not only connecting internally and increasing our empathy, but also how can we connect better with our prospects and buyers. So so far so good. We've had some really great conversations. So those are the key ways to get in contact with Jeff Davis.